Man, you guys got no game.
You know they used to call me the human highlight, right?
Human highlight of what?
Come on, man.
A joke, man.
Oh, man.
Right here.
So what's up for this weekend?
I don't know. I think we'd go into town, grab a couple beers, a couple women, you know.
What? I would love to get out of here this weekend, man.
That's no big deal.
Is that Santos?
What the hell?
Are you kidding me? Santos! Wake up!
Santos!
Did he fall asleep at the wheel?
Hey,
Yo, Santos!
Wait, is he okay?
He ain't moving, man.
Dude, gas leak! Guys, hurry, hurry!
There are creatures science refuses to recognize.
There's something down there!
But if our eyes see it, if our cameras capture it,
What is that?
does it exist?
They're monsters!
Lost tapes. Do you believe? Strigoi Vampire. In August 2010, the Palico Oil Company lost all contact with its remote drilling encampment in the New Mexico desert. It was unclear if the employees had become victims of toxic gas, radiation, or even a terrorist strike. Taking extreme caution, Palico contracted the Enigma Corporation, a private security firm, to investigate. Team leader Noel Connor and specialist Elise Mooney were joined on the mission by two Enigma scientists, Dr. Naomi Robeson and Dr. Selden Fisher. Though the team was equipped for a multitude of potential hazards, including a possible hostile encounter, what they actually discovered at the encampment was far more dangerous than anything they had prepared for. These are their tapes.
How we doing on levels, Robeson?
So far, so good.
How about gas?
Negative. We should be okay.
That's the office up ahead of us. Use caution.
This place is like a ghost town.
You guys ready?
Clear.
Where is everybody? What the hell happened here?
Just looks like everybody went on a smoke break and never came back.
Whatever happened here happened before anybody can make a call.
Got a dial tone.
All right, let's move on.
Hello?
Sir, are you all right? Sir.
All right, check him out, Doc.
Let me see what the body can tell us. Tissue degeneration could indicate possible cardiac arrest. Whatever the cause, his condition suggests he died quickly, a minute or less perhaps. Biological or chemical agents could have done this.
I'm gonna go check out the rest of the office.
Copy that.
I'll get a blood sample for toxicology. This is odd.
What?
This man has been relieved of a considerable amount of blood. Where did it go?
The broadest definition of a vampire is that it is an entity or a person, living or dead, who takes your life force.
Of the many reported encounters of the vampire, one of the earliest is with the Strigoi, the Romanian version of the vampire.
Strigoi have one intent in mind, and that is to sustain themselves, to feed. Like a tick, they fill themselves with blood. They would have to have characteristics that would allow them to feed as constantly as they needed to. That would involve shape-shifting, invisibility, speed, overpowering strength. The Strigoi are by nature dangerous.
Connor! Listen. Do you hear that?
Yeah, I do.
What? I'm fine, guys.
Her mask has been compromised. She's exposed.
What? What, are y'all waiting for my head to explode?
You said the time of exposure to the time of death was about a minute.
Correct.
It's been about that. She's not showing any signs.
I don't think it's airborne.
I don't share in your sentiment here.
Different strokes, Doc.
She looks fine.
All right, let's find that rat and test it, Fisher. See if it can give us any answers.
This isn't making any sense. We ruled out radiation, we ruled out poison, we ruled out viral infection, but something had to have killed those guys.
Well, I don't think it's biological.
And we need to find some answers and fast.
Shape-shifting is common in nature. You see all different kinds of insects moving from pupa, transforming into some other kind of shape as an adult. You can see tadpoles that look almost like fish transforming into a land creature, a frog.
The Strigoi can turn into any number of creatures. They can turn into rats and snakes and things of this nature. They can also turn into a couple of domesticated animals. Any kind of animal that will allow it to draw close to its victim, not in their true form, but as a dog or a cat. A domesticated animal, even if it is a stray, is more likely to be invited in
Looks like these guys went down mid-stride.
Yeah, it does.
What do you make of this?
Looks like a weapon of some kind. Fisher, I need you to draw some blood.
Done.
It's the same as before.
Connor.
What the hell? If that dog's been hanging around this camp, I want to test it too.
I'll try and hit it with a tranq dart. What the hell? Where'd it go?
I think it went inside the container.
A stake through the heart is usually enough to destroy any vampire. But according to Romanian lore, getting rid of a Strigoi may involve extreme measures. How to kill a Strigoi when Lost Tapes continues.